right, guys, we are back. Welcome to another Victoria Events with Caleb Shaw. It is Monday, March 29th, and we are ready to get going. As you can tell, I'm just bringing all the special guests today. We got them going. Let me get to the first special guest. Of course, the most important, Miss Marisol from Dorothy O'Connor. They're our friends over there. We love to back their play and support them on stuff. And we've got another Shaw Realty adoption that our rescue here. Blah, blah, I can't talk. An adoption that we want to sponsor for you to rescue. How about that? This is Mr. Slim Jim here. Tell me all about Slim Jim.
Slim Jim is a sweetheart. It takes him a minute to get used to. He's a little shy, but he's a year and a half, and as you can see, he's a total cuddle bug.
Yep.
He's not a usual puppy where they're bouncing around everywhere. He just wants to be held and snuggled and just wants to be your friend. He's only been here, 20 minutes, and he's already like this. Yeah. He gets along well with other dogs. His breed is a Manchester Terrier.
A Manchester Terrier.
Yes.
I didn't even know such a breed existed. I've heard of terrier, but not Manchester Terrier.
There's a lot of terriers out there, and Manchester isn't very common. But he's a brindle Manchester Terrier. He can be vocal sometimes, even though he's been completely silent.
He hasn't made a sound since he's been here.
Apparently, when he's really happy, he can be a little vocal. He can also climb. He has climbed a 6-foot chain link fence.
So he's a little escape artist then.
Yeah, his thing is he wants to be with his people.
I understand.
So if he's got a buddy in the backyard, another dog or his person out there, he's going to be fine. If he's alone, he's going to go looking for his people.
Yeah.
So that's the happy medium you have to find. He's going to need a buddy or somebody to be with him, or keep an eye on him, or he's going to decide, hey, let's go have some fun.
Let's go meet some new friends.
Yeah, let's go find some new friends.
Yeah, that's how you end up back at Dorothy O'Connor, because somebody picks you up.
Exactly.
So you said what was it? The what kind of Manchester Terrier?
Manchester Terrier.
Is he?
Yes.
Are you guessing he's a mixed or a full breed?
He most likely a mix. He came to us as a stray. Someone found him and had held on to him for a week, and they weren't able to find the owner, so he came to us after that. And just in that week, he had already bonded with that family, and it broke their heart, but they just couldn't take in a dog. And so they brought him to us, and he's just been a sweetheart ever since.
Yeah, he is sweet. I can feel it. He's just laid into me and like hold me and take care of me. And
yes.
Yeah, I like this one. Well, Slim Jim is up for adoption. He is sponsored by Shaw Realty. Let them know you saw him on Victoria Events with Caleb Shaw. You saw Marisol talk about him. But get up to Dorothy O'Connor. See if you can't adopt Slim Jim or any of their great rescues up there. They all need help. They all need a forever home. And you guys have some upcoming events that we can kind of gloss through real quick. I know there's 2-3 of them. And we'll definitely have you guys on as you get closer to some of these. But yeah, if you want to go down and just kind of go down the list real quick and name off a few of your upcoming events.
Okay, well, our first one, we are having an adoption event on the 1st. It's our spring fling, and so there will be discounted adoption fees. We have lots and lots of cats that need good homes. Our dogs, we have been so successful. We have some great dogs out there, not as many as we normally do, but we still have some great dogs that need homes. We're also, the next week on the 8th and 9th, we're going to be having a wash and wag. We usually do that once a month. So you can come out, bring your dog, they get a nice bath, they get their ears cleaned and a blowout and everything. And you just drop them off and we give you a call and you come back and pick them up. Then
we got to participate in one of those. We filmed our Meet Victoria and we got right in there with the ladies and washed and scrubbed on them, and the dogs seem like they enjoyed it. They got the little royal spa treatment and it all good and loved on. And,
yes, they get their little manicure, pedicure thing going on.
Little doggy spa day.
Yes. And actually, this coming month, we're going to do something we haven't done in a while. We're going to have a wash and wag on a Saturday. Okay. We've been doing it on Thursdays and Fridays, but on the 24th of April, we're going to do a Saturday only. So you would drop them off that Saturday morning and pick them up as soon as we called you. So you can drop off as early as 7:30.
Awesome.
Yes.
Well, we'll definitely want to have you come back on before that one and remind people, because that's a Saturday. That's kind of a big deal because people that are stuck during the week can't get off because of work, stuff like that.
And the one thing that we did want to mention is our Camp Canine is back. It's going to be starting up in June, and we have started registration. So you can go on our website, you can give us a call, you can come by and pick up an application. But our first week is going to be June 7th through 10th. We're going to be doing 5 weeks through June and July, but that's going to be the first one.
Give me the refresher. What exactly is that again? The
Camp Canine?
Canine? Yep.
The students come out and they are assigned a dog, one of ours, and they work with them, and we teach them how to teach the dog. So they work with a trainer. A groomer comes out and talks to them about how to groom their dog. We usually can get the canines from the sheriff's office come out, and they get to introduce them to the canines. And it works doubly. They learn how to take care of and how to train their pet. And in the process, they're giving our dogs skills to make them more favorable in order to get adopted. So.
Right, and one of the things you'll hear me stress at every show is give these guys a little bit of grace when you first adopt them, because even under being in a wonderful place like Dorothy O'Connor, it's still a bit of that, for lack of better terms, I use PTSD with the dogs because they get there, and a lot of times, they'll go to a big family or something like that, and they walk in and there's yelling kids and everybody's super excited for the dog and right in his face, and the dog sometimes may kind of shell up a little bit because they're nervous and all that, and so I think that's a great thing that you guys are kind of teaching everybody how to participate and setting these guys up for success. And again, that's just a reminder, if you do adopt a dog, give them a little bit of adoption time. Give them a little bit of time to adjust themselves and get comfortable there. Am I forgetting anything? Anything we need to say?
I don't think so. I think we hit all the highlights. This little guy he needs a good home. He's like you said, it's not so easy. Chill. Some dogs work in a kennel situation better than others, and he just he doesn't like all the loud noise. He's ready to have a family, and I have a feeling he's going to blend in super fast. He just needs his people.
Good deal. Well, let's see if we can find his people. Once again, this is Slim Jim. He is at Dorothy O'Connor. He is sponsored by Shaw Realty, so get out there, tell him you saw it on the Victoria Event Show, and you want Slim Jim, and you want to pick him up. Marisol, thank you as always for coming up. Let's take a quick coming on, and you're coming up too. Y'all are coming up, coming on. We're moving forward.
Yes.
But let's have a quick word from our sponsor, and we'll be back with our next guest.
I've been closing real estate transactions in Victoria since 2007. I couldn't do it without my staff. They're also friendly, they're accommodating, they're helpful. When someone calls, we get an answer to them within an hour.
I think what's the most rewarding is seeing people when they get here and they're excited and they take pictures after their closing, and I think that's really rewarding.
If you're looking to refinance, build a new home, buy or sell a home, call Kelly Garrett Kachera, and we'll take care of getting your title ordered and your deal closed.
All right, gang, we are back. I'm excited for this next guest. This is one of these treasures here in Victoria that I haven't been to yet, that I want to get to, that I'm excited to see, but I want to make sure everybody else knows about it too. So, my friend, welcome to the show. Please introduce yourself if you don't mind.
My name is John Henry Castillo. I'm the executive director of the Nave Museum. And so I've came on to promote both our exhibit that we're having and our online children's classes. We do them virtually and in person.
Gotcha. Tell me let's start at the very beginning.
Okay.
Tell me a little bit about the Nave Museum. Sadly, I gotta plead ignorant. I'm ignorant to it, but I'm excited to learn about it.
So the museum has been around for over 45 years. The VRMA, which is the Victoria Regional Museum Association. We do 5 exhibits per year. The exhibits are always free admission. We do local Texas artists or artists based in Texas, and it's just a wide variety. We do painting from all different type of styles. We've done woodwork, sculptures, glasswork. So we just try to have a variety of different art.
Gotcha, and again, trying to highlight the Texas artist and stuff. So that's really cool. What is the one that you guys have going right now?
So right now we have Carol Meyer's Journey. It's a retrospective exhibition, and so that means we're looking at the last 6 decades of her work. She is since deceased. Her daughter is the one that has her work being displayed, Lisa Haynes. And so this is a very unique show. It's abstract art of landscapes, a lot of Southwest landscapes, Mexico. She traveled to the Holy Lands, Jerusalem. So, I mean, it is just a variety of different landscapes.
Wow. And then and for somebody ignorant like me, do they bring in, one piece of work, two pieces of work, or a ton of their art? How does that what does a normal exhibit kind of look like?
So with her, we have approximately 44 different artwork. We have a front gallery and a back gallery, and it's just all filled. I brought some different photos.
Wow.
This is one of the main ones. It's Sierra Madre. This is done in Mexico. And we can see the different texture. It's hard to see it just on a photo, but when you see it in person, you'll see the shimmering colors that she uses. She does a lot of watercolor and acrylics, but there's a lot of collages, so she'll cut pieces and rearrange them, and they're very just amazing pieces to see.
Is this one of hers as well?
This is another one. One is done in San Antonio. It's called Lost Journal. And so there's several pieces that are done in Texas, Big Bend, San Antonio. So it's also nice to see those Texas.
Man, I'll tell you, just even looking at a printed computer paper image of this, that's pretty cool looking.
Yes.
And it makes you want to wow, if this looks so cool printed on this, I bet it looks just amazing. And artists, that seems to be something that we can all agree on these days, and go out and see some art and look at the more beautiful things in life. And so you guys had these exhibits and these classes that caught my attention with the free art classes for somebody like myself that can't even draw a stick figure very well. Talk to me about these. Tell me a little bit about these art classes and stuff you guys have going.
So they're geared toward elementary school children. We've had children as young as 5 years old, and we've had middle school children participate.
What about adults that draw like middle school children?
Well, if you have a child, you can bring it out.
I can put it, pretend it's Truman that needs to do it,
Yes.
and I can get the lesson? Okay, sorry, I just had to ask that. I draw that bad.
We're looking forward later to doing some adult classes, but right now our biggest focus is with the children. They're going to be the next people that are going to the art and viewing it, and this is
the next Carol Myers, huh?
Exactly. So the exhibits, the art classes revolve around the exhibits. So we'll do 5 classes per exhibit. I brought some of the old work that they've done in the previous classes. So this is one that they used acrylic paints. They drew a cow. I mean, they did really well. They've done chalk pastel, oil pastel. So each class is always different. It's never the same thing. Our next class will be on April 10th. And
Sierra Madre, huh?
Sierra Madre.
Man, this is pretty cool. So, again, because you have piqued my interest, so I can bring the kids up there, but we can sit there and I mean, if I had a little side doodle and I was trying to make this, y'all aren't going to come get on to me, huh?
No.
Good deal. How many, what are those class sizes typically?
So we take about 16 to 20 children. We have to limit it just because of our size and COVID, and the parents are allowed to stay with the children. So it's a really awesome experience. We ask people to register Tuesday morning, and we open registration up until the day of classes. As long as we have a spot available, we'll get you in. And the classes start from 10 to 11. They're an hour long. We have a great education coordinator, Claire Santillana. She's been teaching children's classes for over 10 years. So she is just amazing with the children.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. And so where do they go if they want to, they want to register for this? Again, understanding that it's open each Tuesday morning. Where exactly do they go to register?
So they can call the Nave Museum at 361-575-8228. Or they can also go online and see the schedule and pick what class they want to do and just call that week of.
Gotcha. And are all these listed on your Facebook page, or would you suggest they go to your website, or what's the best way to just, if they really want to take you guys in online and soak up all the information, where would you suggest kind of going? Website, Facebook, down the line, or?
Facebook, we're constantly updating it, as well as our Instagram. So we're putting information of when the classes open up, our different fundraisers, our different events. And our website as well is a great source of information. So we also encourage people to go on there.
Gotcha. So besides going to the deal, which I think everybody should, and going in and checking this stuff out, what is the best way that the public and the community can support you guys and back you guys and make sure that you're successful?
So we're recently going to be doing a fundraiser at the end of April. It's going to be from April 19th to April 30th. We're doing a virtual auction. And so we're going to be putting more information online about that. But we just encourage people to visit our website. We run strictly on donation and membership. So again, everything we provide is free. Free admission, free art classes. So we just ask the community support.
So donations are important then.
Donations are important.
Do you guys ever need volunteers?
Yes, we do. So we are asking for volunteers for the classes to help set up and take down. So we need volunteers the Friday of the class, and then the Saturday morning of the class.
Gotcha, man. Well, this is awesome. Is there anything I'm forgetting to tell anybody, or man, make sure they know about this? Anything you can think of?
All I can ask is just, I encourage you to come. This is really an interesting exhibit, having 6 decades of artwork and seeing her progression in style. I just really encourage everyone to come and visit.
Well, that's awesome. I'm looking forward to getting over there. Thank you so much for coming on the show. Guys, make sure you get out there and support them. These are awesome treasures that we have in this community that they need our support. They need our donations. They need us to volunteer. And you hear me keep saying it, but if you don't go and support these things, they might just go away one day. So let's make sure we support them. This is the Nave Museum. Go check them out. Let's take a quick word from a sponsor and we'll be right back.
Since 1932, Wallach & Volk has been closing mortgages and doing it the right way. The reason why the Volks opened up a bank at the height of the Great Depression was because the bank needed to be opened at the height of the Great Depression. And it was good for the community at that time. A lot of the banks were going under. In order to keep that community sound and stable, it was something that they did. I think that says something about who Wallach & Volk was 85 years ago. And the only way you get to continue to do it is if you consistently do it great. And we plan on doing this for another 85 years.
All right, guys, we are back. This group, this organization, this young lady with me here, are all very special to our community, to our law enforcement community, to our law enforcement families. You know, just if you're involved in law enforcement, this group is special to you, or it should be. I'll let you introduce yourself, and before I steal all the glory on this amazing group and let you talk about it, but please introduce yourself for those that don't already know you, please.
Sure, I'm Callie Fromme, longtime Victorian, and in this capacity, I'm the president of the Victoria 100 Club.
The Victoria 100 Club. Please tell those of us, you know, we were talking a second ago, and this almost feels like Victoria's best kept secret, but we don't want it to be a secret anymore. We want everybody to know about it. So please give me the nuts and bolts and all the details about what the Victoria 100 Club is and your mission.
All right, well, thank you, and
Yes,
I
ma'am.
appreciate this platform because we are a secret and we don't need to be. We've been in Victoria since 1979.
Wow. Wow,
Some
okay.
really incredible men way back then chartered the organization, and it's got a few goals, but the primary goal is that we have a fund of money that comes strictly from membership donations that we invest, and we save this big pot of money in the terrible situation in which a first responder were to die in the line of duty. And if that were to occur, we want to be there for the family and that person's dependents. And that could look like paying off the mortgage of that officer, or perhaps starting a college fund for the children. Just whatever we can financially do to help that family kind of move forward. It also comes into play if a first responder were to be disabled. We would also try and help in any way that we could. So that's the main purpose. That's really why we were created. But around 1996, we started giving some money to different organizations like the police department, the sheriff's office, volunteer fire departments, the regular fire department, where they have needs to do their jobs more efficiently or more safely, but perhaps they don't have it in the budget.
Yes, ma'am.
So they apply to us for different grants once a year, and we sometimes give out a whole lot of money, and sometimes there may not be as big of a need. It just depends on year to year on how their budgets are going, and also what we feel we have some discretionary room to give.
Yes, ma'am. So a lot to unpack there. First and foremost, let's start with little and we'll go big. That was one of the things that, you know, you guys have helped, and correct me if I say anything wrong here, but you guys have helped with canines,
Oh, yeah.
our vest and to outfit the canines and stuff like that. And talking to Sheriff Roy Boyd, somebody that I admire and look up to, he was the one that brought you guys and kind of put you on the radar to me, and he just spoke so highly of you. And you know, I'm the son of a retired Texas Ranger, and so law enforcement is. My dad would always call us before he would go out on when they were going to go do a raid or something, and he would always just call and say, "I'm going to work. I love you." And even now you can see like there's a lot of emotion in that, and there's the families know what that call means, and we were always blessed that our dad came home, but that doesn't always happen, and when that table at the chair is now, that chair at the table is now empty, and that family member doesn't come home, that ripple effect just goes through the entire family, goes through a community, and Victoria 100 Club steps in that moment when it's needed the most, when that family is just reeling and hurting. You guys come into the best of your ability, try to provide some peace and some help, and that mission right there, it's the thing you don't want to take on because it's at the worst of times, but it's the best of help. And again, hearing from somebody like Sheriff Boyd that speaks so highly of you guys and your mission, it really kind of humbled me. And because your mission that part of it isn't a fun side, like that's a devastation that you guys are trying to help heal.
Right. So we want that family that's left behind to not have to worry about something as mundane as paying the damn mortgage. But just last week in Boulder, Colorado, an officer lost his life and he had 7 children.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So God forbid that ever touches our own community. But if it did, 7 kids, that's a lot.
Yes, ma'am.
And we've been criticized sometimes because we do have a lot of money set aside for this need. But if we've got 7 kids to educate,
yes, ma'am. Yes,
that is no small sum of money.
Yes, ma'am.
So we don't want to take the bulk of what we have in the bank and spend it on bulletproof vests and dogs and motorcycles to where we have nothing left.
Right. Because the ultimate goal, correct me if I'm wrong, is for the very worst of situations to try to step in then. Like that's the primary mission, is under those loss of life type circumstances. That's where your main focus is, and then those other things, as great as they are kind of secondary, and you want to do as many of those as you can, but those are kind of secondary to the first call.
Correct. So the charter of this organization was for the loss of life. So that is what we must protect. That's our primary reason for being. And we love buying the bulletproof vests and the training and the infrared technology. And one of a really neat thing that we bought was some computer software that is helping with pornography and child pornography. And there's so many tools that these guys need, and we want to give, but we want to be ready in that worst case situation.
Yes, ma'am.
And I think also about if there were a SWAT situation, you could easily lose more than one officer at a time.
Yes.
And we just want to help in that situation primarily. That's our biggest job.
Well, what can we as the public do? What is your number one need that, other than just people, hey, we're here, we're out there, what is your number one need? Do you guys, I'm guessing members, and because of the membership dues being your primary source, that to me seems like the biggest deal is we need some members.
Right, so membership, we're called the 100 Club, so $100 a year is all it takes. And you can blow $100 on a Friday night at dinner.
Yes, ma'am.
So our website is victoria100club.com. You can go through PayPal and just join.
What about somebody like me that's, in my heart, I'm a lifetime member with you, but I stink at sitting down and going on and paying those yearly dues. Have you guys come up with a lifetime membership yet?
We do have a lifetime membership.
Okay, talk to me about that. That's probably more along my lines because I get one time and forget about the actual sitting down and paying part.
Okay, so a member is $1,000.
Okay.
And a couple is $1,500.
Gotcha.
But if you have become a life member and you still want to support us, of course we'll take your money anytime. But
Yes,
we
ma'am.
also have another organization under our same umbrella that is called VLEAF, and it's an educational fund for officers that want to continue their education in the law enforcement field.
Wow.
So we've helped Drew Pilkington with furthering his education.
Yes, Ranger Pilkington.
Yeah,
Yes,
so
ma'am.
we have that avenue as well if you become a life member and you want to still support us in another way.
Wonderful, wonderful. And do you guys do y'all ever need volunteers or anything like that, or just members?
We need members, and really spread the word. Please tell your neighbor.
Members and advocates, huh?
Because everyone supports this idea.
Yes, totally.
I mean, who doesn't?
Yes.
This is Victoria, Texas.
I'm with you.
We
Yes,
support our
ma'am.
law enforcement, so please help us build up our fund, and then we're able to give more to the agencies that need a few extra training or ammo or whatever it is that they need that they
Yes,
can't
ma'am.
quite afford.
And so the best way is victoria100club.com.
Right.
That's the best for the website. What about your Facebook page? You guys stay on
We have
that
a
okay?
Facebook page, but there's really not a whole lot to publicized on the
Yeah, and
Facebook
on a
page.
daily basis, it's not a lot of. But if they have a question, they want to reach out, and they're on
Yes.
Facebook, can they do so that
Sure,
way?
yes, definitely. But we have an event coming up on Good Friday.
Yes, I got so excited I almost forgot. Talk to me about this.
Okay,
Talk to
so
me.
all of our Victoria McDonald's, if you go buy lunch between 11 and 2 on Good Friday, then a percentage of the proceeds will be donated to the Victoria 100 Club.
And that's all the local McDonald's here?
Every McDonald's
So
in
I don't have to
Victoria.
go to a certain one on a
No.
certain. I can just pick the one closest to me and go hit that one.
Go to any McDonald's. And if you don't really eat McDonald's because you're all healthy, then have some coffee or buy something for your office. They have cookies
I
and
might
pies.
just go mess up a quarter pounder. Not gonna lie, those things
Yeah.
are pretty good.
Quarter pounder with cheese.
Yes, ma'am. I shouldn't, but I will.
Yeah,
yes, ma'am.
occasionally you
yes,
have to do
ma'am.
that.
So give me the times again. That's
11 to 2 on
to
Good Friday, any McDonald's.
Good deal. Well, that's outstanding. And if, like we said, if they can't get out or they can't make it to McDonald's, they can always go to Victoria100club.com or to the Victoria 100 Club Facebook page.
Yes.
Arrange to make a donation, become a lifetime member, become a yearly member. I'm gonna have to do the lifetime thing. It's the only way I'll remember to always sit down. But I want to first and foremost to say thank you. Again, as you saw me get a tad emotional earlier, this is my people. You know, the military and the law enforcement. These are my people, and I almost hope we never need you guys.
Yeah.
You know, and I mean that in the kindest of ways, but thank you for being there.
Well, thank you for this
being there.
platform
Yes,
and for
ma'am.
spreading the word.
And we're all in this together. We're community together, and we're stronger together. And so you have our full support. You have our backing, and you have our gratitude. You know, and thank you for helping people when they need it the most. When selfless, sacrifice has been made to protect our communities. And if we don't have men and women that are willing to take the badge, to wear the badge to protect our communities, if we don't have men and women willing to put on the uniform and go fight, we will quickly lose everything that this country was founded on. And these great patriots and heroes that serve, and they sign up and potentially risk never coming home. And I can't stress enough that a lot of people lived that phone call. We all saw the news last week, and people like myself have been blessed, and my dad made it home all those times, but not everybody does. And so again, thank you. Make sure you support the Victoria 100 Club. Make sure you support all of our guests. All of these community members are doing their best to try to invest in our communities and make us stronger and make us better. And we just want to back that play. Thank you again so much for coming. Make sure you like the show. Make sure you subscribe, share it, comment below. That helps us in all the algorithms. That helps more people see it. And if you have an event coming up, please reach out, get with us. We'd love to help you put eyes on it. If I'm not forgetting anything, then we will see you next week. Appreciate you, Victoria. Thank you so much.